The internet thrives on chaos. Bad news spreads faster than airport Wi-Fi. And yes, 2025 was heavy. Disasters, climate extremes, conflict. The world felt intense, unpredictable, and exhausting at times. But while those stories dominated our screens, something else was happening quietly beneath the noise. Forests were recovering, cities were getting smarter, energy was getting cleaner, food systems were evolving. And for once, humanity wasn't only responding to crises, we were building better systems to move forward. So let's flip the script. These are the 6 most interesting and genuinely beneficial global events of 2025 that reshaped geography, development, and our shared future. Proof that progress can exist even in the hardest years. Number 1. Renewable energy took over the world. 2025 was the year renewable energy officially stopped being the future and became the default direction. And that's not optimism. That's verified data. According to reports, solar and wind power generated more electricity than coal for the first time ever in the first half of 2025, with renewables producing over 5,000 TWh compared to coal's nearly 4,900 TWh worldwide. This milestone was driven largely by massive expansion in clean energy capacity in countries like China and India, where solar and wind generation jumped dramatically, reducing reliance on fossil fuels while meeting the world's rising electricity demand. What made this moment powerful wasn't just capacity, it was speed. Solar and wind installations surged like never before, and in many regions, renewables now provide over half of the growing electricity needs, even as overall demand increases with more cooling, industry, and technology use. Battery storage breakthroughs also meant grids could handle wind and solar even when the sun wasn't shining and the wind wasn't blowing, reassuring energy planners who once feared instability. Renewables became cheaper than fossil fuels in many parts of the world, helping countries scale up without breaking budgets. Deserts turned into solar corridors and coastal zones became wind energy hotspots. Geography literally adapted to cleaner power. The energy transition isn't perfect yet, but 2025 showed us the renewable revolution is real and unstoppable. Number 2. The oceans got a break. One of the biggest environmental wins of 2025 barely made headlines, but it changed everything. By this year, over 9.9% of the world's oceans were officially protected under international agreements. That may not sound like a huge number yet, but here's the deal. This milestone showed that global cooperation can actually work on a massive ecosystem. Protected areas have multiplied across the Pacific, Indian Ocean, and polar regions, giving marine life real breathing room. Fishing pressure eased in several key zones. Corals started showing early signs of stabilization, and fish populations began rebounding faster than many scientists expected. It's wild how quickly nature responds when we give it space to recover, and this matters far beyond the water. Oceans regulate global climate, produce more than half of the oxygen we breathe, and support billions of jobs and communities through fisheries and tourism. The 2025 checkpoint wasn't the finish line. It was a huge proof of concept that ambitious international targets like protecting 30% of the ocean by 2030, under the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, can actually be turned into reality. It showed that even when the world feels chaotic, cooperation can win, and our planet did get a break. Number 3. Forests actually came back. For years, reforestation felt more like PR than progress. A few photo ops here and there, but not much deep impact. But in 2025, the data finally backed it up in a big way. Restoration projects in the Amazon basin, Africa's Great Green Wall, and Southeast Asia showed measurable increases in forest cover, for the first time in decades, based on satellite monitoring and ecological surveys. This wasn't half-hearted tree planting. It was scientific, community-led ecosystem revival. What made this especially impressive was the shift from monoculture tree farms to native species and ecosystem-based restoration. That means the forests growing back in 2025 were actually resilient. These restored forests helped stabilize eroded land, improved rainfall patterns in dry zones, boosted soil health, and even improved groundwater recharge, which matters huge for arid and semi-arid regions. And it wasn't just nature getting a boost. Local communities gained new jobs, better livelihoods, and cleaner air, while cities near reforestation zones saw measurable drops in pollution. Number 4. Cities got smarter. In 2025, the phrase smart cities stopped sounding like future sci-fi and started actually delivering results that you could see and feel. Cities like Singapore, Amsterdam, Seoul, and Dubai went all in on AI-powered systems that connect everything from traffic lights to water pumps in real time. Traffic jams? Way less of them. Real-time traffic management systems adapted signals to congestion flows instantly. Air quality? Cleaner. Pollution sensors helped regulate industrial output and reroute traffic to reduce emissions. Energy grids became not just smart, but responsive. Some cities, like Dubai, launched entire AI command hubs to govern everything in real time. These hubs don't just monitor, they optimize city operations constantly. Waste management, water distribution, transit scheduling, emergency services, and more. And the best part? People didn't need to completely change their daily routines. Smart cities just made life easier. Number 5. High-speed rail. Quietly rewired regional geography planes may look glamorous, but in 2025, trains stole the spotlight where it actually matters, connecting people faster and cleaner than short-haul flights ever could. According to the Bullet Train Index 2025, countries like China, India, and the US are rewriting the future of high-speed rail, turning it into a real alternative to fossil fuel-heavy air travel. China kept dominating with sprawling networks that link megacities at speeds that rival domestic flights. India rolled out ambitious corridors connecting major regional centers in ways that totally changed travel geography. Suddenly, quick weekend trips didn't mean battling airports. In the US, investment in high-speed rail corridors, especially along the East Coast, began to make the idea of ditching short flights real for millions of commuters. The impact went beyond just speed. Smaller cities gained access to larger job markets. Tourism reshaped itself around rail convenience instead of airports. And local economies that used to be outliers suddenly found themselves plugged into national growth. Daily travel became faster, smoother, and way greener. Number 6. Farming became climate smart. Instead of climate-stressed 2025, was a watershed year for agriculture, the backbone of human geography, as farming shifted from reactive survival mode to proactive climate resilience. Across multiple continents, farmers started combining traditional knowledge with cutting-edge tech, drought-resistant crop varieties, precision irrigation systems, AI-based soil and weather monitoring, and even vertical farming solutions. The outcome? Higher yields using less water, less land, and fewer chemical inputs, a holy grail for agriculture. Regions once deemed too dry or unstable for reliable farming began showing surprising productivity. This wasn't magic. It was climate-smart agriculture, CSA, in action. Techniques like managed irrigation based on real-time soil moisture and weather data helped crops flourish without draining water tables. Even staple crops like rice and maize saw adaptive systems that reduced both water use and methane emissions. A double win for farmers and the climate. And the real beauty of 2025? Cities started embracing urban farming and vertical agriculture, easing pressure on rural landscapes and giving urban populations access to fresher, local produce. These climate-smart techniques helped cities and countryside alike adjust to real geographic pressures instead of fighting them. And that's a wrap on some of the most inspiring moves the world made in 2025. From breakthroughs in technology to smarter ways of living with the planet, it's proof that progress can happen quietly, steadily, and sometimes in ways we don't even notice at first. If you enjoyed this journey through the year's game-changing events, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. There's a whole lot more happening across the globe, and we'll be bringing it to you with stories that inform, surprise, and inspire. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.